Hi, everybody. Remember the last time we read? Ivan was getting ready to go into his box to go, he thought, to the zoo, maybe. He's not sure where he's going. And he gave Bob his stuffed animal to keep, to maybe help him sleep because Bob is so used to sleeping on Ivan's belly, remember? Good Ivan, good boy, Maya says. And Maya's the person from the zoo. Maya says when I lumber into my box, I hear the clicker and I'm rewarded with a tiny marshmallow. When I'm settled, Maya gives me a sweet drink that tastes of mango and something bitter. My eyelids grow heavy. I want to see what happens next, but I'm sleepy, so sleepy. What do you think they gave him? Maybe a sleeping pill of some kind? I dream I'm with Tag, my sister, and we're swinging from vines while Stella watches. The sun slices through the thick ceiling of trees, and the breeze tastes like fruit. My eyes flutter. The box is moving. I'm in the grumbling belly of some great big beast. I fall back asleep. What do you think the beast is? Do you think it's really a beast, or is he just saying that to describe something he's inside of, like a truck or a train or something? I awake to glass and steel. It's a new cage, not unlike my old one, except it's much cleaner. Maya's here and other humans I recognize. Hi there, Ivan, Maya says. He's coming too, guys. What does that mean, coming to? When you get out of a sleep, you're coming to. I have 3 walls of glass. The fourth is a curtain of wooden slats strung together. This doesn't look like the zoos on TV. Where are the other animals? Where are the gorillas? Is this where Ruby ended up? In a cage just like her old cage, still alone? Is she cold, hungry, sad? So now he's really starting to worry as he wakes up. Is there anyone to tell her stories when she can't get to sleep? I miss my old cozy cage. I miss my art, but most of all, I miss Bob. My belly's cold without him. So now things are different, and Ivan's feeling a little lonely and a little uh, unusual in his new place. The food is fine here. No soda, though, or cotton candy. I have no visitors here. No sticky-fingered children or weary parents. Only Maya and her humans come, with their soothing voices and their soft hands. I wonder if I've stopped being famous. Endless days pass, and then I notice something, a change. I don't know what it is, but I taste it in the air like far-off rain clouds gathering. Maya brings me a TV. It's bigger than my old one. She turns it on. I think you're going to like this show, she says, smiling. I'm hoping for a romance or maybe a western. But it's a nature show, one without human voices or ads. It's a show about gorillas being gorillas. I watch them eat and groom and pretend fight. I even watch them sleep. I wonder why Mac never put this channel on. What kind of channel do you think this is? Every day I watch the gorillas on the TV screen. It's a small family and an odd one. Just 3 females and a juvenile male, that means like a teenage male, without a silverback to protect them. They groom each other, they eat, they sleep, then they groom each other some more. They are a contented group, that means kind of a happy group. They're placid and good-natured, that means they're pretty calm. Although, like any family, they bicker from time to time. This morning, for some reason, there's no gorilla show on TV. Maya and the other humans are excited. They chirp like birds on a farm. Today is the day, they say. I've watched many humans watch me, but never have they looked so happy. Maya goes to the wall of wooden slats. She grins goofy, and she pulls a string. What kind of window of wooden slats are you guessing this is? Gorillas. 3 females and a juvenile male, just like the TV show. It's the family I've been watching, but they're not on a TV screen now. They're on the other side of the glass, watching me watch them. I see me, only lots of me. I cover my eyes. I look again. They're still there. Every day I watch them through my window now the way my visitors used to watch me. See how they chase, groom, see how they play, sleep, see how they live. They're graceful the way Stella was, moving just enough, only as much as they need. They stare at me, heads tilted. They point and they hoot, and I wonder, are they as fascinated by me as I am by them? Her, her hoots make my ears hurt. I admire her canine teeth from afar. Her name is Kayani. She's faster than I am, spry and probably smarter, although I'm twice her size, and that too is very important. She is terrifying and beautiful, like a painting that never moves. Today the humans led me to a door. On the other side, Kayani and the others are waiting for me. I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready to be a silverback. I'm Ivan, just Ivan, only Ivan. I decide it's not a good day to socialize. I'll try again tomorrow. All night I lie awake, wondering about Ruby. Has she walked through a door like the one I'm facing? Was she as scared as I am? Scared the way she must have been that day she fell in the hole. I think of Ruby's endless curiosity and of the questions she loved to ask. Have you ever danced with a tiger, Ivan? Will your fur turn blue? Why doesn't that little boy have a tail? If Ruby were here with me, she'd be asking, what's on the other side of the door, Ivan? Ruby would want to know, and she would have been through that door by now already. Want to try again, Ivan? Maya asks. I think of Ruby and I tell myself it's time. Sky, grass, tree, ant, stick, bird, dirt, cloud, wind, flower, rock, rain, mine, mine, mine. Remember, he hasn't been outside since he was a baby. I sniff, approach, strut a bit. But the others don't welcome me. They have sharp teeth and loud voices. Did I do something wrong? Kiani chases me. She throws a stick at me and corners me. I know she's testing me to see if I'm a true silverback, one who can protect her family. I cower and I hide my eyes. Maya lets me back into my cage. I lie awake and try to remember what it was like being a gorilla. How did we move? How did we touch? How did we know who was the boss? I try to think past the babies and the motorbikes and the popcorn and the short pants. I try to imagine way back Ivan as he might have been. Remember, he's been in a cage for 20-some years. That's a long time. The juvenile male approaches. He's eyeing my food hungrily. I imagine different Ivan, my father's son. I grumble and swat and swagger. I beat my chest till the world hears me. Kiani watches and so do the others. I move toward the young upstart and he retreats. That means he goes back when he sees me. Almost as if he believes I'm a silverback, pretending to be one. I'm making a nest on the ground. It's not a true jungle nest. The leaves are inferior. They're not as good. And the sticks are brittle. They snap when I weave them into place. The others watch, grunting their disapproval. Too small, too flimsy, an ugly thing to look at. But when I climb into that leafy cradle, it's like floating on a treetop mist. He hasn't made one of those in a long time either, has he? Maya wants me to go back into my glass cage, I can tell, because she's tempting me toward the door with a trail of tiny marshmallows. I try to ignore her. I don't want to leave the outside. It's a cloudless day, and I found just the right spot for a nap. But I relent when she adds yogurt raisins to the trail. She knows my weaknesses. In the glass cage, the TV's on. It's another nature show. Unfocused. I expect to see gorillas, but none appear. I hear a shrill sound like a toy trumpet. My heart quickens. I rush close to the screen, and there she is. It's Ruby. She's rolling in a lovely pool of mud with two other young elephants. Another elephant approaches. She towers over Ruby. She strokes Ruby and nudges her and makes soft noises. They stand side by side just the way Stella and Ruby used to. Their trunks entwine. I see something new in Ruby's eyes, and I know what it is. It's joy. I watch the whole thing, and then Maya plays it again for me, and again and again. At last, she turns off the TV and carries it out of the cage. I put my hand to the glass, and Maya looks over. Thank you, I say with my eyes. Thank you. Kiani ambles towards me. She taps me on the shoulder, and Knuckle runs away. I watch her, arms crossed over my chest. I'm careful not to make a sound. I'm not sure what we're doing. She ambles back, shoves me, and dashes past. And then I realize what's happening. We're playing. We're playing tag, and I'm it. Make eye contact, show your form. Strut, grunt, throw a stick, grunt some more, make some moves. Romance is hard work. It looks so easy on TV, I'm not sure I'll ever get the hang of it. I wish Bob were here, though. I could use some advice. I try to recall all the romance movies we watched together. I remember the talking, the hugging. I'm not very good at this, but it's fun trying. Is there anything sweeter than the touch of another as she pulls a dead bug from your fur? I think Ivan's getting used to this place. Gorillas aren't chatty like humans. They're not prone to gossip and bad jokes, but now and again we swap a story under the sun. One day it's my turn. I tell my troop about Mac and Ruby and Bob and Stella and Julia and George, about my mother, my father, and my sister. When I'm done, they look away, silent. Kiani moves closer. Her shoulder brushes mine, and we let the sun soak into our fur, together. I've explored every nook and cranny of this place, except for a hill at the far end where the workers have been repairing a wall. They're finally gone. They've left behind some fresh white brick and a mound of black dirt. While the others laze in the morning sun, I want to explore the hilltop. They've been there before, and I have not. Everything is still fresh to my eyes. I take my time going uphill, savoring the feel of grass on my knuckles. The breeze carries the shout of children and the drowsy hum of bumblebees. Near the top of the hill is a low-limbed tree, the kind my sister would have loved. The wall is endless, clean and white, stretching far down to the habitats beyond my own. It's high and wide, carefully built to keep us in and the others out. This, after all, is still a cage. It rained last night, and the pile of dirt is soft to the touch. I scoop up a handful, and I breathe in the loamy smell. It's a rich brown color, heavy and cool in my palm. And the wall waits like an endless blank billboard. What do you think he's going to do with that dirt and that white wall? It's a big wall, but it's a big pile of dirt, and I am a big artist. I slap handfuls of mud on the warm cement, and I make a handprint. I tap my nose with a muddy finger, and I make a nose print. I slide my palms up and down. The mud is thick and hard to use, but I keep moving and scooping and spreading. I don't know what I'm making, and I don't care. I make swoops and swirls and thick lines, figures and shapes, light and shadow. I'm an artist at work. When I'm done, I step back to admire my work. But it's a large canvas, and I'd like to get a better view. I go to the thick-limbed tree and grab the lowest branch, and I try to swing my legs. Umph! I land hard. I'm too big to climb, I suppose. I try again anyway, and this time I pull myself onto the first limb and gasp for breath. One more limb, 2. I can't go any farther. Perched halfway up my tree, I see my troop still dozing. I take in the wall, splattered and splashed with mud. Not much color, but lots of movement. I like it. It feels dreamy and wild, like something Julia might have made. From my seat in the tree, I can see beyond the wall. I see giraffes and hippos. I see deer with legs like delicate twigs. I see a bear snoozing in a hollow log. I see elephants. She's far away, belly deep in the tall grass with others by her side. Ruby. She's here, Stella, I whisper. Ruby's safe, just like I promised. I call to Ruby, but the wind tugs at my words, and I know she'll never hear me. Still, Ruby pauses for a second. Her ears spread wide like tiny sails. Then, with lumbering grace, she moves on through the grass. It's a cloudy evening, chilly and drizzly, and dinner's on the way, but I don't care. At night we sleep in our den, but I'm always the last to head inside. I've been inside long enough in my life. This time of day there aren't many visitors, just a few stragglers leaning on the wall that separates us. They point, they take a couple photos, and then they head over to the nearby giraffes. One of the keepers is beckoning. Reluctantly, I turn to go. Out of the corner of my eye, I see some running and someone pausing. It's a girl with dark hair, lugging a backpack. A man follows behind, racing to catch up. Ivan! Ivan! The girl yells. It's Julia! I scramble to the edge of the wide moat that skirts the wall. Julia and George wave to me, and I dash back and forth, hooting and grunting, doing a gorilla dance of happiness. Calm down, says a voice. You're acting like a chimp. I freeze. A tiny, nut-brown, big-eared head pops out of Julia's backpack. Guess who it is? It's Bob. Nice place, says Bob. Can you see Bob in Julia's backpack? Bob, it's really you, I say. In the flesh. Huh, where? I can't seem to find my words. George's job at the zoo doesn't start till next month, so he and Julia made an agreement. She's walking 3 extra dogs to cover my food, and get this, they're all poodles. You said you didn't want a home, I say. Yeah, said Bob, but Julia's mom likes my company, so I figure I'm doing everyone a favor. It's a win-win. Julia pushes Bob's head back inside her backpack. You're not supposed to be in here, she reminds him. Ivan looks great, doesn't he, Jules? George asks. Stronger, happier even. Julia holds up a little photo, but it's too far for me to see. It's Ruby, Ivan. She's with the other elephants now, and it's because of you. I know I want to tell her. I saw with my own eyes. We stare across the expanse that separates us. After a while, George pats Julia's arm. Time to go, Jules. Julia gives a wistful smile. Bye, Ivan. Say hello to your new family, she turns to George. Thank you, Dad. For what? For, and she points to me, for this. They turn to leave. The lamps that light the zoo pathways blink on, blanketing the world with yellow light. I can just make out Bob's little head sticking out of Julia's backpack. You are the one and only Ivan, he calls out. I nod and turn toward my family, my life, my new home. Mighty Silverback, I whisper. Wasn't that a wonderful book? Now, look at my video tomorrow because we're going to talk about this. Remember I told you this was based on a real story? Well, there really is a gorilla who lived in a mall with elephants and birds, and then there were protesters who said maybe that those animals shouldn't live in that mall, and they really did go to the zoo. And I want to give you a link tomorrow and show you a video of the real Ivan and what his life was like after the mall. What a story. Write what you think about it. Write down what was your favorite part, what parts made you happy, what parts made you sad, and what would you like to know more about. And remember, the next book by this author that's coming out is called The One and Only Bob. It's going to be about the dog. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow.